Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for your Chelsea Sunday afternoon news video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're uploading 2 times a day and there might even be a late night UK live stream again later on today. In this video, we are going to break down the latest regarding Mike Maignan, and I'm going to say it right now at the start of this video. I think this deal is done. I think that right now there's conflicting reports coming out, but maybe it's also a mixture of Italian news outlets getting something a bit earlier potentially than what we're hearing from a lot of the mainstream journalists. And I think as much as I obviously have a lot of people that I look at online, quite often if Chelsea are buying a player from a foreign club, the best thing to do to get a bigger picture of what's going on is to probably have a look at the journalists in that country. So we're going to do that today because there is conflicting reports, I'm going to say. So let's begin first of all with the ones that you all know. This is Fabrizio Romano exclusive. Chelsea submit bid for Mike Maignan worth €15 million as final decision will be up to AC Milan. Club want to get the final answer on Maignan negotiations by the end of Club World Cup window on Tuesday. We then move forward with this one. This is what we're getting from Sky. Chelsea have let it be known they're prepared to pay AC Milan a maximum €15 million for Mike Maignan. They will not pay more for a player who will be 30 next month and has 1 year on his contract. So this is what we're hearing from a lot of the traditional English sources. But before we go into the Italian side of things, let's take a little look at Mike Maignan's performance against Germany, because I saw so many people when he conceded 5 against Spain coming out being like, we don't need him, he's a rubbish goalkeeper, he's past it. And if you take a look at this is the performance that he put in against Germany. It's a man of the match display. You can see it here, man of the match, 8.8 rating. If I pull this over, we can break down his performance. Look at that. Red dot right in the box. He's absolutely everywhere. 6 saves made, 3 high claims made, which isn't always his strong point. 68% accurate passes, 10 out of 21 long balls, which is just under 50%. We'll talk about that again in a moment, but all in all, an incredible performance and a clean sheet against Liverpool new boy, well, nearly new boy, Florian Wirtz's Germany. So hopefully people can get rid of that little, he wasn't very good against Spain, therefore he's rubbish, and people can go with the narrative of, he was very good against Germany, so therefore he's a very good goalkeeper. So what I've also done in today's video, because I read your comments in this morning's video, you guys seem to like the more detailed comparison analysis. So I have gone and compared, he's disappeared here. I've gone and compared Mike Maignan to Rob Sanchez, Petrovic, and Emiliano Martinez, who's another player that has been potentially linked with a move this summer. But just for comparisons here, you guys can see this. In terms of the save percentage numbers, Strasbourg keeper Petrovic was 74.5. Rob Sanchez actually does have higher save percentage numbers than Mike Maignan, which is a little bit surprising, but 3 saves per 90 for Sanchez, 2.8 for Mike Maignan. But the stats that really impress me are these ones here at the bottom, the passing accuracy. You guys can see, I've highlighted Maignan. He is winning with 84.72% passing accuracy. Compare that to Rob Sanchez, it's literally 20% more. And when we look at long passing accuracy, it's almost double that of Robert Sanchez and still 13% ahead of Georgia Petrovic. So if we remove Martinez and just focus on these 3, I think all in all, Petrovic was probably receiving more shots to save than Mike Maignan because he was playing in a team that had to defend quite a lot more. Passes attempted, I mean, Petrovic here clearly showing that he's good with the ball at his feet, but it's the accuracy of it, which I think is what Chelsea are looking at. I think Chelsea this summer, we're happy potentially to go in with Petrovic, but the fact that Mike Maignan's been available at such a good price, and we're going to talk about what that price could be in a second, but all in all, I think that Chelsea would be going for a world-class goalkeeper and have Petrovic potentially as a number 2. So let's take a little look now at the news coming out of Italy. So, let me go to this page right here. This is Football Italia. Chelsea expected to finalise Maignan transfer from Milan tomorrow. There he is, in an AC Milan shirt. Chelsea set to sign Maignan. Let me just move this over slightly. Multiple sources claim that Chelsea are expected to shake hands over Mike Maignan's transfer to Stamford Bridge tomorrow. French keeper Maignan is on the verge of joining Chelsea from Milan. There's a nice little high claim against Atalanta. According to Gazzetta and Calcio Mercato, the 29-year-old has already agreed personal terms with the Blues, while the two clubs are expected to reach a complete agreement tomorrow, Monday, June the 9th. Gazzetta confirms that Chelsea were willing to pay more than $15 million for the French goalkeeper, but Milan managed to push the offer slightly higher. As a result, the two clubs are expected to agree on an €18 million price tag. The Premier League side managed to get Maignan for a relatively low price, also because the keeper's contract at San Siro expires in 2026. And then AC Milan will obviously go on and look for a replacement for Mike Maignan, but they don't have the Club World Cup, so it isn't directly as important that they get this done as quickly. This is also from Get Italian Football News. Deal done. Milan and Chelsea agree on an €18 million package for Mike Maignan, reports Gazzetta Italia. The Rossoneri are set to announce the deal tomorrow to allow the player to sign for Chelsea in time for the Club World Cup. So, what's correct here? Are we going to go with Fabrizio and Sky? Is it going to be tomorrow for €18 million? If we believe the reports in Italy, that's exactly what is going to happen. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. I think I've made it pretty clear throughout the course of this week that if Chelsea do sign Mike Maignan, then I think it's a brilliant signing. I mean, if we bring up that game again today against Germany, man of the match performance, absolutely huge from the keeper. And as well as that, Malo Gusto had a very good game for France too. He absolutely pocketed Florian Wirtz and was able to get forward a little bit as well. So well done to Malo Gusto, playing as a more traditional right back. I'm going to leave that there. Say nothing more. Next story, we're going to go into Christopher Inkunku. This is from Ben Jacobs. Understand Bayern still retain an interest in Christopher Inkunku. Chelsea forward expected to depart this summer. Valued at £60 million and back in January when Bayern last inquired. If Chelsea managed to get £60 million for Christopher Inkunku, this would be remarkable business. I think that price is probably going to be a bit too high, considering from January until now, Inkunku didn't really feature for Chelsea. As well as that, I think it is just very clear that Christopher Inkunku is going to leave Chelsea, that he's not part of Maresca's plans, that he's not part of Chelsea's plans. So maybe Chelsea can squeeze that 60 million out. I don't think it's going to be one of those where we try and price Inkunku out of a move. He's a very big wage earner at the club, so I think it is certainly within Chelsea's interest, considering how many players we're going to be offloading this summer that are on those big wages. Kepa, 170 grand. We spoke about that earlier. He's on the way to Arsenal. That's a big wage off the book. Felix is also getting paid a lot. Inkunku getting paid a lot. Sterling, not sure who's going to get him, but he's getting paid big amounts. Ben Chilwell, surplus to requirements at Chelsea as well. So with Inkunku going, financially, this is starting to feel like a good window. But at the same time, we're still not seeing Chelsea get any closer to any top tier targets. So, regarding Jamie Gittens, we spoke about it earlier. This is from Caught Offside through CF Bayern. True, Chelsea planning retaliation after Dortmund reject the first Jamie Gittens bid. Retaliation makes it seem like we're at war with Borussia Dortmund here for the signing of the young Dortmund winger. But moving on now to CF Bayern. Dortmund rejected the first offer of Chelsea for Jamie Gittens, 20 years old, and are now demanding €70 million. The first offer was €42 million, £35.5 million. Chelsea currently preparing the next offer as they want to sign Gittens for the Club World Cup before the transfer deadline on June the 10th for the tournament. This is frustrating me because Jamie Gittens for €70 million, I really hope that Chelsea aren't going near this because look, you've got players and we're going to bring up that comparison matrix again here, you've got players like Rodrygo who are available this summer. And this is Jamie Gittens in the Champions League against Rodrygo. And as you can see, this is a fair comparison to make with Gittens and Rodrygo, because Rodrygo played less games in the Champions League than Gittens did last season. So, this is it. Rodrygo winning in virtually every single statistic. So, 70 million euros. If Chelsea are going to go for that for Jamie Gittens, then I think it's ridiculous, because Rodrygo could be available for 80 or 90 million euros this summer. So you're looking here, you can see it. The stats, it's as clear as day. And even the eye test, right? I like Jamie Gittens, I do. And if you watch all of my videos where I talk about Gittens, even Delap, these are good signings. These are good opportunistic signings. Delap at £30 million is excellent business for Chelsea. There's no denying it. Gittens, if you get him for that 30 million quid, excellent business for Chelsea. He's 20 years old. He fits the way that Maresca wants to play. He's a very good winger. But is he at the level of these guys like Rodrygo? Absolutely not. Nico Williams as well, I do think, is a level above. And again, I spoke about this in this morning's video where we talked about potentially selling Madueke and how it doesn't make sense to be buying players that are even younger than the young players we've already got, who are actually developing, and then we're signing a player like Gittens who there isn't a guarantee that he hits the ground running. There isn't a guarantee that he contributes goals and assists to the team immediately. I think he will do quite well, but will he do as well as a ready-made proven player? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I think that's going to happen. So looking at this, 42 million euros was the first offer, according to CF Bayern. At this rate, Chelsea are going to be having to break the bank to sign Jamie Gittens, and I don't think that is necessary. This is from Fabrizio. Understand Chelsea are set to improve their proposal for Jamie Bino Gittens. New bid is coming very soon. Negotiations remain ongoing with Dortmund after first bid rejected. New one shortly. 7-year deal ready for the winger. So Jamie Gittens really does want to go. This is going to be about whether or not Chelsea are that desperate to get the deal done. But I also want to show you guys Geovany Quenda, because you guys remember this back in March, I think it was. Chelsea agreed the deal to sign Sporting Lisbon winger Giovany Quenda, the man that was very close, apparently, to signing for Manchester United. And then he, of course, made the correct decision. So if we bring back the player matrix again, we'll remove Rodrygo for now because, I mean, look, I think it's all pretty clear that Rodrygo would be the top name left winger we're looking at this summer. But Quenda up against Jamie Gittens, right, in the Champions League last season. Pretty fair matrix to look at. 10 games for Quenda, 14 for Jamie Gittens, and we've done it per 90 as opposed to the totals. But even still, in terms of the totals, chances created, Quenda more so than Gittens. Passes attempted more. Take on success percentage and ground duel success higher for Chelsea's incoming player next year, Giovany Quenda, than Bino Gittens. And I'm not doing these comparisons to tell you that Gittens is a bad player, that Gittens isn't ready, but I do want to suggest that Gittens might not be ready. That's not an unfair shout to bring to the table. I'm a little bit worried, right? Because even Jadon Sancho, a little bit more experienced, a lot more experienced than Jamie Gittens. Let's be real. Jamie Gittens last season, that was his first season at a top club, playing as many games and most games, being a regular starter, even to the point where towards the end of last season, Gittens wasn't playing as much football. So Quenda is coming in 2026. Remember that. We signed him because he's still young. We loaned him back to Sporting Lisbon so that he joins next summer. So this is why I'm a little bit worried, right? That if we do sign Gittens, good opportunity maybe if the price is right. But I don't think if we sign Gittens, we go out there for a really experienced top left winger. Which is why if we bring it back to this morning's video, I spoke to you lot about signing a number 10. And that was over Ekitike, because we're struggling to get to the price point for Frankfurt there. But maybe at the same time, you could be looking at a hybrid left winger number 10 player, like a Rodgers maybe. Maybe a Kudus could do that job. But I still think when you've got Nico Williams and Rodrygo on the market, I'm always going to say that's the player Chelsea should be going for, because I think that it is. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments down below. What do we believe right now about Mike Maignan? Is it the Italian media saying 18 million done? I think in the next video that you guys see, or tomorrow, we will know if Mike Maignan is joining Chelsea. So stay tuned to the channel. There might be a stream later, might be not. There might be a stream later on today, there might not be. But stay tuned, and then of course tomorrow, 7 a.m. UK time every day, there is a Chelsea news update for you lot. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you later.